What's going on, my outdoors peeps? Here's the deal. It's a Friday. I just got out of work and I was thinking, man, I gotta hit the water. I gotta try to catch some bass. As you've seen in a lot of my recent videos, I've really been giving some tips and showing you how I like to catch fish during the spring. What I was thinking is like, you know what? I need to embrace my inner roots here and go back to the good old days of bank fishing a pond. So that's what I'm gonna do, but I wanted to share some tips with you on how I like to do that because it is a little bit different from fishing from a kayak or a boat. So without further ado, let's talk about some of the lures I like to throw. I mean, let's be real, folks. Whether you're fishing from a boat or from the bank, it really doesn't matter. You still are gonna throw the same type of lures during the spring. The big thing though is you don't wanna break off $10, $15 lures when you're fishing from the bank because ultimately you know that you might end up snagging something, you have a bad angle at it, you don't wanna break them off. So some of the stuff that I like to throw because it's easiest to retrieve from the bank, lipless crankbait, always my #1 during the spring from the bank. And I'm gonna start fishing with one of those in a minute. But aside from that, I really like stuff like chatterbaits, spinner baits. I like throwing Ned rigs, obviously, you know me, I love my Ned rigs. You know, you can really slow drag a small plastic and that's always good. Aside from that, really, those are some of my go-tos. I would say that a crankbait and a jerkbait can work as well. The thing is I'm always a little bit hesitant to throw them from the bank because I'm nervous I'm gonna break them off. So, enough yipping and yapping. Let's start casting and blasting. Let's start catching some bass. Let's do this thing. Let's go. All right. We're gonna start with that funky, fresh, lipless crankbait, and you know I'm gonna throw that red color. You know, it's pretty overcast today, a little bit of sun, but not too much. There's a lot of grass in here. I'm thinking that red hue is just gonna bust them. I freaking love throwing this bait. I can launch it a quarter mile too, it's money. So I don't know how deep it is here, but really the things that I'm gonna do at a pond are the exact same things that I'm gonna do at a lake. I'm gonna try to find the warmest water that I possibly can. What is down there? Some sort of duck? There's some sort of duck activity going on over there. But essentially I like to find good vegetation that's green, obviously. We want it to be living and we want it to be in an area that's getting a lot of sun. If it's getting a little bit of wind as well, that can't hurt. And obviously when you're bank fishing, you do not know what the water temperature is, so that's obviously gonna be a challenge. But with that being said, you can move pretty quick and just walk the bank. So I like to just move water, try to find active fish. Once I do, I start to hone in and try to just fish those areas thoroughly. This will be interesting if I hook one. Notice I'm just kind of yo-yoing this. It's because there's grass down there. I'm trying to basically just pulse it out of it. Oh yeah, I got some grass there. Other baits that I already have rigged up is this chatterbait. Can't go wrong with a chatterbait, just slow rolling it around the grass. You can rip it free just like a lipless. And then the other one I've got is actually those new finesse bullets, those jig heads by Z-Man, and it's got a little TRD hogs on there. I think I'll just kind of slow drag that around the weed beds as well, but I'd like to move water first. So we're gonna pick up that lipless crankbait and just keep on moving. This place has really been hit or miss for me. I've been here a couple times, caught some decent ones on a micro chatterbait, which you can actually see that video right up here. All right. I'm thinking all my bank fishing buddies can probably relate to the fact that anytime you have an open body of water that has quick access to the bank, oh, there's a duck right there. It gets a lot of pressure, right? So the key is if you can hit bodies of water in the early spring before other people are getting there, you might be able to get some good fishing in. Long bomb. Man, it's beautiful outside right now. Life is good. The good thing about this bank is it's getting the most sun. You know, other baits I've mentioned that I really like are finesse jigs, little swim baits, but that's probably just not something I'm gonna get to today. Well, there's like a little dock thing right here. Is this sturdy? Nice. Now, that's not sturdy. Oh my God, I almost fell. Try to fish a little bit more finesse. And I gotta say, this thing looks really pretty. Keep on rocking in the free world. Today's kind of brutal, but at the same time, how can you complain about getting out on a Friday? Sun feels so good on me. And now it's about time we crack into a bass. Let's do this thing. You know, when you kind of like rip the bait like that, the little bit of slack that it throws in your line, what basically happens is that bait rattles downward. And a lot of times if you have a bass chasing it, what'll happen is when it falls down, the bass is almost forced to eat it because they're chasing it, all of a sudden the bait stops and falls, they run into it. So a lot of times when you're ripping it and then you stop it, on that slack line you'll get bit. So just be ready to freaking hit them hard when that happens. It's a nice little corner here, getting a good amount of sun. I just spooked something. I don't feel like there'd be carp in this lake. There's a fish. Man, that bit's so weird. What is this? Oh my gosh, it's giant. Folks, we got ourselves something interesting. Oh my gosh, it's got so much weight to it. It must be a catfish. It has to be. Either that or a carp. This is a giant fish, folks. Oh, he's trying to get in that stump. He got me in the stump. Oh my goodness gracious, guys. It is a freaking tank. Whatever this is monstrous. Oh my gosh, I think I hooked a carp in the tail. I think that's what I did. Y'all, this is interesting. Well, that's what I did. It's a big carp and it's hooked in the tail. The danger now is this treble hooked bait. We got to make sure we don't get this thing popping off and flying into my head. Oh, ay, 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 ay. Oh. Oh. Look at this, folks. Look at this. He's giant. He's freaking giant. Can you believe this? I cannot believe this. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, buddy. Holy cow. It's just horsepower, y'all. It's just horsepower. He's gonna kick it right now. Somehow, I don't know how I'm gonna grab this fish. He's so slimy and giant. Holy cannoli, y'all. This is a holy cannoli moment here on Online Outdoorsman. Holy cannoli. The problem when you hook their tail is they have all this leverage. Oh, shoot, these fish are such a pain in the butt. Let's grab him under his belly. Okay. Okay, now I got him. Okay, we got him unhooked. My goal is to get him back safely. Okay, there we go, folks. Look at that fish. Did not expect this when we came out today. Holy cannoli, let's release her. Let's release this beast. I hope this footage is coming out okay. Okay, holy cow. That was not what I was expecting to get into on this Friday afternoon, but I will take it. Oh, I'm hot, I'm sweaty. I want some spaghetti. Holy cannoli. How many times did I say holy cannoli throughout that process? You know what? We got ourselves into a carp and you cannot complain about that. That was, I don't even know what to say right now. Like, I'm literally at a loss for words. I'm just excited, that's all. I'm just, it smells like dookie over here now. Oh, one just clobbered it. What? Come back. Holy cannoli, here's the thing. Today's video was not exactly what I expected it was gonna be, but it was a great time. Here's the thing. If you wanna see another holy cannoli moment, click that video right there. You know why? Because it was excellent, it was hilarious, it was fun, and it was very unexpected. We'll catch you over there.